The United Nations Children's Fund (Unicef) has rolled out integrated mental health and psychosocial support services for survivors of the Woro community massacre in Kayama local government area of Kwara State, targeting recovery across health, education, child protection, wash and nutrition. UNICEF Child Protection Specialist Dr. Wilfred Mama disclosed this during a two-day training and inauguration in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, noting that with proper care and support, children can heal and rebuild their lives. Dr. Mama described the February 3, 2026 attack, where over 200 villagers were killed and 176 abducted, mostly children, as a grave violation of human rights, stressing that trauma and fear persist in the community.
We are here because of what happened in Woro community, Kayama local government of Kwara State. The event that led to the death of over 200 people, with 178 persons still in captivity, most of them children, is a brutal denial of human rights and a breach of our core commitment to children in this state and across Nigeria. UNICEF, as you know, works to support children and the most vulnerable. So you will imagine what has happened in Woro, where over 200 people, children saw their parents slaughtered, mothers saw their husband killed. So fear and trauma is now what is happening in Woro. So we are here because we want the community to heal. When things happen like this, when child rights have been breached in an emergency situation, we have a package of services. Then, from the child protection perspective, we are concerned that the event that happened is something that children are going to carry for life. So their mental health has been deranged by what happened. So we are here to train some people on how to handle children, how to respect their views, how to counsel them, talk to them, how to use what we call play therapy, using play and art to enable them come back to life.
He said UNICEF is training caregivers on child-friendly approaches, including play and art therapy, to help affected children recover and return to normal life and education.
So what we are doing in education is to ensure that learning continues. So that's why we are presenting today School in a Box, which will enable communities to continue, children to continue to listen to their lessons. Then there is also nutrition. You know, when a society is suffering like this, even access to regular food collapses. So we also have a nutrition dimension where we identify children that are malnourished so that we can give them opportunity to live. Then you mentioned when we are listening to the community leader narrated the story of what happened. There are many shallow graves, over 200 graves, shallow. Some corpses are still suspected and trapped in the building. So there is an environmental challenge.
Thing of great concern to us because we learned that the people in captivity right now are mostly women and children. And since we are working on the protection of the children and the women and the community generally, so UNICEF, the Ministry of Social Development and Global felt there is need to bring caseworkers and volunteers from the community and build their capacities and their skills and knowledge and compassion on psychosocial support and mental health, so that when they get back to the community, they will serve as support systems even for those that are already traumatized.
Village head of Woro, Umar Biosaliu, commended the initiative, saying it has equipped residents to cope with trauma while calling for improved security before schools fully resume.
The program we attended today has enlightened us the more, because the state government have been trying their best since the incident happened. They strip into actions. We have been seeing series of support, the Unicef and other individuals. They have been giving us support, and we really thank God. On behalf of the community, I appreciate every one of them. And really, the program we attended today have given us an insight of what is happening. Because if you go to our community, when we are talking about the resumption of the school, some people are even saying, no, our life fell before school. You understand? Because of the trauma. The president of security, the security agents are staying in the primary school. We are trying to see how we relocate them to another place, but people are saying, no, Seriki, leave them there. Without them here, we cannot stay.
The attack, blamed on suspected bandits, also destroyed homes and shops, with government, UNICEF and security agencies continuing efforts to rebuild and stabilize the community. Olufemi Akobi, AIT News, Ilorin.